Kia ora, Aotearoa. I'm Met Service meteorologist Angus Hines, and this video we are looking at the wide range of severe weather warnings we have around the country. Today is Tuesday, the 31st of January, and if you didn't catch up with what happened yesterday, we have upgraded 3 of our warnings to red heavy rain warnings. Red severe weather warnings are uncommon around the country, occurring only a couple of times a year. They are reserved for our most significant weather systems, which we expect to cause widespread disruption. Since we're talking rain today, the disruption is likely to come in the form of extensive flooding. A lot of road closures and slips are also possible for northern regions. We'll start with a look at our radar imagery, and we'll see that throughout the morning hours on Tuesday, a lot more wet weather has come to saturated parts of the upper North Island. Coromandel, Auckland and Northland have all picked up significant rain overnight. As this loop comes to a close, 11 a.m. on Tuesday morning, around the time we're filming this video, this is the current state of play. A narrow but intense band of rain over western parts of Northland. We will now flip away from the radar imagery, which is observed rain, into the model forecast rain to see what's going to happen through the rest of Tuesday and until Wednesday. Dark blue is heavy rain, and that's going to persist across Northland through Tuesday, reaching Auckland Tuesday night. Very wet overnight through Auckland and the Coromandel Peninsula. Tomorrow it will start to move southwards and will clear some of these northern regions. Let's dive into the details for the warning, starting way at the top of the country with the red rain warning in place for Northland. We are expecting about 100 millimetres up to 140 to pile up throughout the area, but some eastern places could see a lot more than that, with 200 millimetres a possibility for some eastern parts of the Northland region. Thunderstorms are possible, and they could deliver intense hourly rainfall, torrential falls of 40 millimetres an hour or more to some eastward facing areas. That risk does cover places like Whangarei and the Bay of Islands. The warning is in place until 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning, although the northern half of Northland will likely see the rain clear before that. We also have a red warning in place for the northern part of the Auckland region. This is from Auckland north of Orewa. That's this area here. The warning is in place from 5 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon through the night and overnight, and eases 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Across that time, we're looking at about 100 millimetres more rain, possibly 120, and this is falling on very, very saturated soil, so it is likely to be quick to flood in those northern parts of Auckland. We could see downpours in thunderstorms through this area overnight. The third red warning is in place for the Coromandel Peninsula. That is arriving late tonight, with that warning starting 10 p.m. on Tuesday, going through the night, going through Wednesday morning, before the warning elapses 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. 100 to 150 millimetres over that time is likely to cause extensive flooding and further road closures. It is possible that this will leave some places in the Coromandel isolated. Thunderstorms are a possibility throughout the Coromandel area. Orange warnings are in place for other parts of the North Island, including the remainder of the Auckland area. So this orange warning is from Orewa southwards. Orange warnings can bring their own widespread impact, so don't expect to get out of it just because you're in central Auckland. It could be very wet, and plan for the worst. More flooding, more road closures. Stay close to home if you can. The orange warning for central Auckland is in place from 8 p.m. Tuesday through until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, over which time we might see 50 to 80 millimetres fall through the city. This also includes Great Barrier Island. Orange rain warnings are active right across the Bay of Plenty, but we have split it into 2 areas because conditions are expected to be a little bit different. The first warning covers Bay of Plenty from Whakatane westwards out towards Tauranga, and it's basically all day on Wednesday, 3 a.m. in the morning through until 9 p.m. in the evening, over which time 100 to 150 millimetres of rain is possible. Eastern Bay of Plenty is also lining up a very wet spell, but it's a little bit later on. The warning doesn't start until 1 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, and it goes through until Thursday morning. 100 to 120 millimetres is possible over that time. And a note, this also includes the northern part of the Gisborne area. Yellow heavy rain watches cover additional parts of the North Island, including all of the Waikato area and Mount Taranaki. And transitioning down to the South Island, we have got watches in place for Tasman and Westland. There's a few other things at play as well. Those are the rain warnings, but we have got a few more to watch. These are severe thunderstorm watches, and they kind of sandwich the country. Northland is under a severe thunderstorm watch for Tuesday and early Wednesday, and there is a severe thunderstorm watch around the lower South Island, covering Southland and pushing up into parts of inland Canterbury as well. Finally, before we wrap up, just a mention of the wind, because gale force northeasterlies are also expected to hit the saturated parts of the upper North Island. Strong wind watches are active for Northland and Auckland. We could see these northeasterlies gusting 80, 90 or possibly 100 kilometres an hour in places alongside the persistent driving rain. We'll be keeping all of these warnings up to date at our website, which is metservice.com, so do go there for the latest information, and of course stay in tune with your local authorities and emergency management, and please do follow any advice they have. That is it from me. Stay safe everyone. Kia pai te rā.